Yo, welcome to the Walker's Wave Show, featuring one and only Mr. Walker. Today we're going to be talking about an important subject in the wave community. It's about the swirl, okay? The crown. Brandon, man, every time I turn around, I'm seeing a line. I'm seeing my scalp, man. Is there anything that I can do about that? Is it a genetic thing or something? No, it's not genetic. No, it's not. Anybody can have a closed crown, okay? I'm going to show y'all what to do if you're tired of looking at your scalp and you want your crown to close. Now, the first thing that you're going to have to do is that you're going to have to accept that closing your crown is taking your waves to the next level, period. Okay? To closing the crown, it's going to take an additional hour or 30 minutes of just brushing and combing just on the crown area. And when you get your crown to close, you're going to have to change your whole pattern up. Okay? So a lot of guys that I see doing this, you know, they want to get this to close, but they want to keep all the other ropes the same. Now, once you close your crown, your hair grows from your crown, so you have to change your whole pattern up. That's why a lot of guys right now are scalping to get the crown to close. Okay, if you had really good waves and your crown was open or you had that line, the only really way to close the crown up is to get rid of those other waves. And to get rid of the other waves, we're going to have to get rid of that pattern. So we might need to scalp or go to a lower hair length until the crown starts to swirl, and then we get some different type of waves. When I first started in the wave game, my waves weren't swirly like this. Like, I used to brush that way, that way, that way. Once I started to close my crown up, I changed the way I brushed. Okay, and that's what you're going to have to do. To close the crown, you're going to have to change the way you brush. Okay? You're going to have to change the way you eat. You're going to have to change the way you work. You're going to have to change the way you wash your hair. You know, everything, once the crown becomes closed, everything changes. Okay? Everything starts from back here. Okay? If this is messed up, then the other waves are messed up. Okay? So that's the number one tip right there. Just accept the fact that it's going to take a little bit of time to get it to close. But it'll be worth it, though, if that's what you want. If you want to turn around and not see your scalp. Second thing is that we need to use some softer tools around there. People think, well, I'm, a hard brush because, I scalp. I'm getting ready to close my crown. No. No, this is where our hair thins out the most. It thins out right there the most. So, taking a hard brush to where our hair thins out the most is not the best idea. Okay? Because see, what's that going to do is that's going to danger the scalp, and we'll have more male pattern baldness going on there. And that's not what we want. Okay? No waver wants to go bald. Okay? We're trying to get the hair to grow and cover up the bald spot to where most men start to go, baldless. So, we want to treat that area of the hair very delicate, okay? So, more is not always better, just like harder is not always better. Just try to find the right pattern and what feels comfortable and what can move your hair. Now, if your hair, I have coarse hair, so I'm talking to my coarse hair wavers here. If you got really, really thick hair, and we know it gets really thick and nappy right there, don't be so hard to attack it with a hard brush. Let the products of the oil or whatever you're putting in your hair work, and your hair will become more relaxed on its own. Don't force it to go in a direction with a harder brush. Just let it come. That's why most guys, they try to close their crown in a week, brushing all hard like that, and then they end up with a bald spot because you went a little bit too hard there. Just take it easy. It's going to take some time to get that hair to train. This hair right here, to train this hair, is totally different than training this hair. See, this hair is gonna flow, okay? Because it's matted down by our wave caps more. We brush our sides more because it's easily, accessible to brush our sides, To get right here is going to take a little bit of being in the mirror. So we're not always going to be in the mirror brushing our hair, right? So when we go and we brush our crown, it's kind of nappy and hard because we're not really hitting it as much as we do our sides. But that's okay, because you want your hair to be hard right here. It's not going to close if your hair is thin and weak. You know, you'll still be able to see a line or a scalp. That's not what you want. So you kind of want this to be a little bit nappier than other parts of your hair. Okay, but you still want it to be controlled and manageable. And that's where the healthy stuff comes in, like the oil or, you know, anything besides pomade. That's why I see a lot of wavers. You know, that's something else though too. You can't do anything with pomade. You know, if I had a grip of grease of pomade right here, it's gonna take you twice as long, maybe 3 times as long to swirl than a waver that's not using pomade. Because the waver that's not using pomade, his hair is more manageable. Every time he's brushing, he's putting in the work that he's putting in, the hair is getting out of it because it's more manageable. The waver that's using pomade and brushing, he's wasting about 10 to 20 minutes because the pomade is so stuck on his hair that the ropes are not going to move. And trust me, these pomades, even the cheap pomades, they all do the same thing. They're strong. They're going to lay your hair down, okay? Is it going to give you waves? No. It's just going to lay your hair down. Is it going to stop you from getting waves? Possibly, because it lays your hair down. So if your hair is laid down, how are you going to brush and move your hair to make it more manageable to your desired pattern? Oh. Yeah. You have to use what you got to the best of your ability and what you have. So if you have curly hair, if you already have curly hair and you're trying to make some styles out of it, like different wave patterns and stuff, why would you make your pattern permanent if that's not what you want? So if it's not what you want, I wouldn't recommend using grease. Every day I wake up, I look at my waves and I'm like, that's not what I want. I can add another rope. I want another wave. So every time I wake up like that, I'm not going to put anything in my hair that's going to keep it permanent. That's not what I want. That's like working out and trying to get stronger and bigger, but you're not. So why would you do that? Now, like in my other videos that I've explained, it has a lot to do with brush technique. When you start to close the crown, you have to pay attention. You have to really pay attention to where the waves are coming from. Okay? Your waves should be split into about 4 parts. Any more than that, any more than 4 parts on the crown, and we're doing something that's kind of 720-ish, okay? You want a good 4 parts. You want to split the crown in half. Vertical and horizontal. Now vertically, we're not going to brush straight down anymore. We're going to curve it. And you're going to pick a wave that is sticking out and curve from there. Because that's the main part that's going to cover the crown. Now, as you see, as we start to curve, we hit like another block, kind of this part of our hair. Now this part, I used to brush straight down too, but now I have to brush up. And that affects the strong side, which is kind of my weak side now. This used to be my strong side, but it became my weak side kind of after getting my hair to swirl. You see, this was my really, really weak side when I had a beehive, but I had strong 360 waves. I mean, my waves were like rope god. They were all straight and symmetrical, you know. And then when I was tired of my crown showing, I started to twirl it and brush a little bit longer and different, and then boom, the weak side got strong, and then my strong side got a little weak because I wasn't really brushing my strong side that much because I never did. That was my strong side. And it became a weak side because my whole pattern changed like right before my eyes because I started to swirl it. So that's what a lot of wavers, that's what you got to do. When you swirl your pattern, your whole wave pattern is going to change. Everything is going to change. So now, instead of brushing straight like how I used to, I have to base it off the swirl, and that's going sideways. Brushing straight would bring some forks. Okay? So you gotta keep your angles in mind. That's why it's so important. Like people be like, man, I ain't got time to be in the mirror and all that stuff, man. That's too long. There is no way you're gonna be able to swirl right if you're not in the mirror. It's just, trust me, I tried. Sit down at home and playing the video game. I thought I was swirling a perfect crown. And then when I got in the mirror, bald spot, all messed up. Yeah, you really have to be in the mirror. It's about the precise brushing. It's about that precise brushing. You have to hit it precisely because this part of our hair is so stubborn. It really is. I mean, all of our hair is stubborn anyway. That's why there's so many hair products for black people. Because black people hair is like black people, stubborn. It doesn't want to move. Once it stays comfortable, it's hard. That's why we have all these texturizers and stuff to make our hair straight. But you don't want to be putting that stuff in here all the time, okay? You want to make sure that your hair is manageable on its own. That way, everything else falls into play. And the only way to do that really is to attack it. You have to really attack it. That's why, and there's in my other videos I have of how to stay motivated on brushing, because I know it takes some time, and I know a lot of wavers just be like, man, this is just not worth it. There's got to be a better, faster way. There's not. I tried them. I tried it all. I tried just about everything for y'all besides the actual perm. And there's no, and even if you do perm it, you're still going to see a bald spot because the hair, if my hair was so relaxed right here, the curls would be too straight and you would see the scalp. You see, I have a line right there. You can't see it because my curls are so big and I'm controlling my curls as I brush that you can't see it. All you see is the curls and you see the waves. That's what you want. Okay? If you don't want to see your scalp or a bald spot, you have to stay on this in a precise way to keep your naps, or aka curly hair, to show. So if you take away, nappy hair can be a good thing, especially for wavers. Because if your hair is nappy, that means that it's thick. That means that you have natural curls. Okay? So if you lay all your natural curls down, okay, that's going to show less waves because your hair is less curly. Now, if your hair is less curly around your crown area, yeah, we're going to see some scalp. So you kind of want your crown area to stay as curly as possible. Okay? You can have this straight if you want. You can go and straighten all this out if you want to, But you straighten out that crown, there goes that swirl. You can't have helicopter blades or swirly hair if your hair is straight. Right there. Even straight hair wavers, they got some curls right there. And they're keeping them in. They're keeping them locked down. And how do you keep them locked down without grease? How do you keep your waves or hair locked down without products? Keep beating it up. 5-10 minutes in between piss sessions, hey, it's better than nothing. You know? Do you have to spend a whole hour in the mirror? No. No, you can go ahead and split it up. You know? You split it up. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. You know? Every single week. And then, you know, you'll start to get better. You'll start to get better at it, I promise you. And then, you know, all of a sudden, you don't have to spend so much time on it. Last thing is make sure that we're drinking water. Okay? You got to have water on the inside. You make sure you drink water. Drink plenty of water. Okay? Because this is like working out. So, you know, make sure you drink plenty of water. Stay hydrated because it's summertime. I know y'all kids are out of school and stuff, but, you know, summertime is hot. You know, drink some water. It's a lot better than popsicles and sodas and Gatorade. Man, just drink some regular water and get that brush session in. And I guarantee you, you're going to be swirling in no time. Well, I hope y'all learned something, you know. I ain't got no fancy outro, nothing like that. So, you know, y'all just make sure to like and subscribe. You know, thumbs up, thumbs down. It don't matter, man. Just, you know what I mean? Trying to bring my page alive a little bit. Make sure if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure to follow me now on Instagram at Walker's Waves. I'm posting up a lot of stuff, you know, Goku, Black Goku, video games, all type of stuff that'll motivate you, make you just want to pick up the brush, you know what I'm saying? So, hope everybody has a good day. And remember, keep the brushes moving. You can do it. Walker knows the way.